Humanities, Episode 12, Black Elk and the Lakota. So we want to consider at this point one specific tribe as representative of the Native Americans, and I'm choosing the Lakota Sioux. Many Native American religions have a figure similar to or named after Wankan-Tanka, which is the supreme being or the great mystery. It is the conception of God, basically. Everything that exists came from and was created by this great spirit. But as we've seen in many traditions, there are also various manifestations of that deity. And so amongst the manifestations sent by Wankan-Tanka was an individual called Buffalo Calf Woman. As a gift from the Great Spirit, Buffalo Calf Woman is going to bring forth a pipe, which is a symbol of peace and serenity and wisdom. The pipe is a symbol that is used in virtually all of the Native American ceremonies and has become synonymous with Native Americans in general. Buffalo Calf Woman will speak the first of the 7 great rites of the Lakota and indicates that others will come through various visions. The first is called the keeping of the souls. Originally, this was meant to purify the soul of the deceased person so that it can be returned to the Great Spirit. This is also the origin of the modern giveaway ceremony. Secondly, is the concept of inipi, the sweat lodge ceremony. This is a cleansing ceremony that can be used either alone or in connection with in preparation for other ceremonies. There are 4 basic endurances of the sweat lodge. The first is Wiopeati, the west, the recognition of the spirit world. Secondly, Wazia, which is the north, the cleansing steam and the recognition of courage. Third, Wioheyapi, the east, the recognition of knowledge and praying individually out loud. And finally, Itokaga, which is the south, which is healing. So those are the 4 endurances of the sweat lodge. The third of the 7 great rites is called Hanblachayapi, which is the vision quest. This is a private ceremony of personal reflection, generally involving a period of fasting. It's used to seek answers and to gain a closeness to the earth and to the great mystery Wankan-Tanka. Fourth, Wiwayang Washipi, which is the Sundance ceremony. The Sundance is a Thanksgiving ceremony intended to thank Wankan-Tanka for all the gifts that he has given to his people. Fifthly is what's called Hunkapi, which is the making of relatives. This is used to unite individuals together in a bond that's even closer than kinship. And so if you think of a blood brother ceremony or something of that nature. Ishnata Awakalawan, which is preparing a girl for womanhood, and this is used to teach the importance of womanhood within the tribe. As Mother Earth brought forth life, so too do women bring forth life, and so women hold a place of honor. Woman was the first to bring the peace pipe, the first to hold it, the first to cut the Sundance trees, and the first to open up all the ceremonies. Women are the preservers of peace within the tribe. And finally, Tapawanka Yap, which is throwing the ball. Originally, the ball was symbolic of the universe, and it was used to represent that Wankan-Tanka is everywhere, is all around us, omnipotent, omnipresent. In recent years, it's become simply a game that has lost most of its original significance. Through the 7 great rites, we can also be reminded or informed of the 4 cardinal principles of the Native American tribes. First is a respect for Wankan-Tanka, making sure that there is proper respect and reverence shown to the Great Spirit. Secondly, respect for Mother Earth, recognizing that the earth is here to provide and care for us in the way that a mother does, providing food and shelter, and so forth. Thirdly, respect for fellow man, recognizing that all individuals are part of the Great Spirit, and as a result, we have an obligation to treat all with a sense of respect. And fourthly, respect for individual freedom, a recognition that each person is their own autonomous being with their own rights. And we find within Native societies in general that this is far more true than what we saw in European cultures at this time. Every member of the tribe had a voice, including the females of the tribe. Now, as an example of the spiritualism and to afford a comparison to the visions that were discussed previously within medieval Europe, we want to consider one specifically, the great vision of Black Elk. When Black Elk, a Lakota Sioux of the Oglala band, was about 9 years old, he became ill and fell into a coma for 12 days. During that time, he claims to have been transported to another realm and given a great vision. This is a recount or a summation of that great vision. 2 men with flaming spears descended and took Black Elk to a great plain. He was there met by a bay horse who greeted him. He then saw 4 differently colored horses, black, white, sorrel, and buckskin. These colors represent the 4 directions, as well as the 4 peoples of the earth. Black for West or African, white for North or European, sorrel for East or American, and buckskin for South, Asian. The number 4 is very significant within Native culture because the Creator made many things in 4s, and so the Indians also express their ceremony and their symbology in 4s. And so you see on the screen some examples of this. There are the 4 faces, child, adolescent, adult, and aged. The 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. The 4 seasons, spring, summer, fall, and winter. The 4 races, red, yellow, black, white. 4 things above the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, and the planets. The 4 parts of green things, the root, stem, leaves, and fruits. 4 divisions of time, day, night, moon, and year. 4 elements, earth, air, fire, and water. Black Elk then entered a rainbow-covered lodge where the 6 grandfathers, which are the 4 directions, along with Mother Earth and Father Sky, are going to meet. Each grandfather has a gift or message for Black Elk. The first, the power of the West, offers a cup of water, and that water is the power to sustain life. And the grandfather tells him that thunder brings life-giving rain. Without water, nothing will survive. He's also going to be given a bow, which is the power to destroy. So notice here that Black Elk is given both the means of preservation and the destruction at the same time. It's the unity of opposites, and also an acknowledgement that Black Elk and all people possess both of these elements, the ability to preserve life as well as to destroy it. The second power is the power of the North, and he gives a white wing, which is the power of cleansing, endurance, and courage. He also gives to Black Elk an herb, which provides truth and honesty, and acts as a healing substance. In other words, Black Elk is being given the power of a medicine man. He has the ability to strengthen and heal through truth and through courage. Thirdly, is the power of red dawn rising in the east. And this grandfather gives him a sacred pipe, which of course represents the power of peace. And he's told that peace comes through knowledge as well as through wisdom. The fourth grandfather, the power of the south, is going to give a bright red stick sprouting leaves, and he'll be told that a tree will grow in the center of the nation. Then a yellow hoop will appear, and the yellow is representative of growth and physical healing, and the circle is representative of the unity of all things. The fifth grandfather, the spirit of the sky, this spirit transforms into an eagle, and he tells Black Elk that all the things of the sky, the winged things, the winds, the stars, they will all come to Black Elk's aid any time that he requests it. So essentially, Black Elk has the power to call upon all of the elements to aid him in his quest. And finally, the sixth grandfather, the spirit of the earth, tells Black Elk that the earth power will also be with him. Black Elk then set the red stick in the center of the yellow hoop, much like the Sundance pole in the center of the sacred circle. In time, the tree would begin to grow. Black Elk then saw the earth growing sick. All living things became gaunt and poor. The air and the waters dirtied and smelled foul. Below, Black Elk saw a blue man living in and empowering this sickness. 4 horses charged towards the blue man, but they were beaten back. The grandfathers then called upon Black Elk to kill the blue man. Black Elk's bow transformed into a spear, and he killed the blue man. When the blue man fell, life renewed itself, and everything became healthy and fresh. The blue man represents those that would do harm to the earth. He symbolizes greed, corruption, dishonesty, and selfishness. Now please note here the color blue, which is chosen because it's not red, yellow, black, or white. The point here is that no one group is the blue man. The blue man can be found in any culture, and it is responsible for the illness there. So anyone who operates from this standpoint of greed and corruption, that is the blue man from any tribe, from any people. Mother Earth is represented here by the 4 directions, the 4 horses which initially attacked the blue man. The horses fell, and Black Elk had to do the killing. Now, it's true that Mother Earth has natural healing powers, but she needs the help of knowledgeable humans in order to get the job done. The blue man will meet his death only when a reversal of the world's values comes about. Black Elk then took the red stick and he cast it into the center of the earth. The stick became the Sundance tree. This Sundance tree, a cottonwood, centers their prayers, and like a spiritual wind, the prayers shoot upwards towards the Great Spirit. Black Elk then saw the history of his people acted out before his eyes. He saw the good times encamped around the sacred circle. Then the people broke into smaller groups, each following a different path. Fighting and war ensued, and the sacred tree withered. The people were again sick and dying. A red man appeared and transformed into a buffalo to symbolize a time of plenty. The buffalo was a staple of native life. Every aspect of the buffalo was used. However, when the Wasishu, the foreigners, wanted to eradicate the native way of life, they began a mass destruction of the buffalo. And this led to hard times in the late 19th century. The return of the buffalo symbolizes a return to the world that we know, and the natural way of life. There's a promise here of what can be achieved through the destruction of the blue man. Well, then, a sacred herb becomes a flower, and 4 blossoms emerged from a single stem. The 4-rayed herb, red, yellow, black, and white, become a flowering tree. Black Elk now saw that the sacred hoop of his people was only one of many hoops looped together to make a giant circle. In the middle of this was a flowering tree. In other words, just as the Lakota have a sacred hoop, so too do all other peoples of the earth. And we need to stop concentrating only on our own hoop. and instead to recognize that they're all linked together, each related to and dependent upon the other. The destruction of the blue man must be a concerted effort on the part of all people of the earth, a joining together to counteract the separation. At the end of the vision, the two spirits give Black Elk the breakstar herb of understanding. He dropped the herb to the world where it flowered, spreading its wisdom to the whole world. Black Elk was promised that in time his people would be free and would help spread the power of peace and understanding. After 12 days, Black Elk woke up from his vision, but he was reluctant to tell anyone because of fear. He was afraid they may not believe him. Yet he remembered it, and he tried to make himself relive it. As his life goes on, he becomes more and more disheartened that his vision has failed. But it seems now to be on the verge of this time. The blooming has begun. It continues to grow, as long as some blue man doesn't come along and push the wrong button. Black Elk was given this vision to help his own people, but it seems that because of that fear and intimidation, he waited too long to share that vision. Things had already transpired too far, and he wasn't able to use these great gifts at the time. But society has grown. We've seen more and more of the blue man coming forward, those who are concerned only with themselves. The sacred mountains of the Black Hills of the Lakota, these are going to be decimated by Wasishu, by these foreigners coming in who don't care about the land, who don't care about the earth, but they want gold, what Black Elk referred to as the yellow metal that drove Wasishu mad, because they were jumping claims and attacking each other and killing each other over this little yellow nothing. Gold was something that, maybe it shines, maybe you can make some jewelry out of it, but it has no real practical purpose or value. What's the value? What's the purpose behind it? It's too soft and malleable to make anything substantial with. You can't create tools out of it. So it's a trinket. But yet these foreigners were coming in and destroying the sacred land, driving off his people just to get hold of that gold. And they were decimating the land while doing it. And so we saw that destruction. We see greed coming in all areas as we move through the centuries, but we also see a movement of people trying to come together. We see a rise in interest of people wanting to look after the earth, recognizing the harms of pollution. And so maybe the vision of Black Elk is one that is for another generation, but one that was preserved by him. And so, again, this gives you an idea of the type of thing that you would find within these Native American traditions. And you can kind of compare what you're seeing here with some of the other visions that we've looked at in the past. And there's a couple others coming up in the next chapter as well.